Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Miami Sports Bar podcast. I'm kind of starting to lose track. I'm pretty sure this is episode 14. I know it's been 2 weeks since I've been with you guys, but like I continue to say, I just continue to learn and grow and try to get better and better. Right now, I'm just going to show them because I've told a few people about this little stream deck thing. This shit is like my whole life right now. If I ever get big enough, I would love for them to sponsor me because I live and die by this now. Like I'm just trying to get, like I'm talking about like opening my video recording, starting the recording, ending the recording, switching scenes, opening sites, muting, sound effects, literally everything any streamer or podcaster or content creator could ever want, at least when you're sitting down at a computer. It's literally fucking perfect. But like I said, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for continuing to watch or listen. I feel like my listens have gone down ever since I started recording, but you know, I'm okay with that because I really don't care how you're watching or listening. I don't care about how the stats come in. I don't know why I have this AirPod in. I just really appreciate each and every one of you who gives up any time of your day, regardless of what you're doing, to give me any of your attention or any of your feedback. I really do appreciate y'all. First thing I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to go in, I'm not even going to play a sound effect for it, because right now I cannot stand the heat. You saw how I posted the other day, probably showing that Jimmy Butler highlight, you know, after we beat the Bucks in game 1. And obviously we got completely obliterated. And I have this whole thing to show you guys. It's not looking good. I mean, we got destroyed by, we'll see. We stole the game in Milwaukee. We are the 8th seed. So it just kind of is what it is. But regardless, first thing I want to talk about, I just like bring up, because like I had customers come in today and ask me about it, so it's kind of funny, with this whole like Bud Light controversy. How like, you know, Bud Light, just to make a long story short and without like getting into any crazy details and trying to like get like, you know, pick any side, because I'm not trying to, you know, stir up any fucking conversations or whatever the fuck. Basically, Bud Light got a trans woman as a sponsor. They ran these like LGBTQ bottles or can promotions where it was like different colors. And it's funny because these 3 guys, I'm talking about like these 3, like they're probably 50 plus. They were down in Miami only because they were looking at a boat to buy, because that's just what they do. And they made a joke. They're like, anybody stop buying Bud Light? I'm like, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I've seen the TikToks or Instagram videos. That's like, you know, up in the Midwest, you know, in these states where they're going to Walmart and Coors Light sold out. Miller Lite sold out. Michelob Ultra sold out. Bud Light stacked to the ceiling. Why? Because they chose a trans woman as a sponsor, as a representative for whatever short period, you know, that they're going to do that for. My first comment is being like, Bud Light, know your audience. If you drink Bud Light, you know, it is more, and this is going to be really shitty. It's almost shittier than the people who are opposing Bud Light right now to say. But if you drink Bud Light, you are most likely transphobic, homophobic, racist. Like, it's not okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that target audience that Bud Light has is definitely against that very, very left, liberal, you know, accepting everybody type of agenda, right? And, I'll say it myself, like, I lean more left than I do right. But it just kind of makes me laugh because, like, if I was their marketing guy, you know what I mean? It's your job. Like, this is not an idea that you pitch to the CEO. It's not an idea because they've definitely lost sales. Their stock value has gone down. Everything will be fine. But, I told the guys that asked me about it, and I was like, listen, at the end of the day, this is Miami. It's a much more inclusive area, whether they like it or not. right? Like, it's whether you accept it or not. If you live in Miami or grew up in Miami, you're around it all the time. You're almost like just used to it, even if you disagree with it, right? Because I've met people, and I'm not going to name any names, and throughout my, like, what am I now, 7, 8, 9 years, whatever it is in service industry, that there are people who definitely, and it's not to give my own opinion on anything, but they're strong on like the you don't choose to be gay, you don't choose to feel any type of way, whatever it is. And at the end of the day, they're still cool with these gay people or with the lesbian people or, you know, however you want to put it, right? Because like in Miami, you're just around that. But in that Midwest, in like literally in the center of the country, right? They are not. And even if like and they probably have like a bunch of people out there who do have these homosexual feelings and they're more like on the gay side that have to probably hide it because of the area that they're in, which is actually sad. Actually, really fucking sad because I couldn't imagine it. Because to me, I mean, I'm not trying to get all deep in anything, but as simple as I'll put it, I don't choose to like women. I just do. You know what I mean? Just on the topic of choice. I don't choose what type of girl I like. I don't choose the fact that I even like girls. I just do. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a man or a woman choosing the opposite gender when you still have feelings for the other gender, then clearly you're just hiding something. Which is, I'm not saying anything right or wrong. I'm just pointing out like the obvious fact. Because like if you right now are listening or watching me right now, and you have to, and you know in your heart that like you choose that, but the other part of you still likes the other. I'm just saying. But regardless of all that, I think Bud Light, the whole Bud Light thing is a joke. It's stupid. I mean, it's just like one of those running gags or TikToks or memes, whatever it is now that you call it, that they say that they just don't enjoy like the company of these others, or like they see how like I mean, okay, perfect. The TikToks that I've been seeing is like people who are like, oh, let me have a Bud Light, crack open a Bud Light, take a sip, camera cuts back on, and now all of a sudden the guy's wearing a wig and high heels, and that's funny. Make a little joke out of it, but to some people that ain't no fucking joke. They really believe that. Like, like as much as LGBTQ was against Chick-fil-A because the owners are super Christian and religious and don't believe and don't support gay people and shit like that. And they were like, protesting them and probably, and I'm sure still are to this day. And now it's like the opposite happening where all the rednecks, basically, because that's what the fuck they are protesting against Bud Light. As if Bud Light is not an international billion-dollar corporation. Like, if anybody can afford to take this hit, it's Bud Light. Like, they'll be fine. Nobody's getting laid off. Nobody's losing their job. Like, the marketing guy who came up with this terrible idea for not knowing their audience, not that I don't like the idea, but just for not knowing their audience, wrong. Maybe like a Miami brewery, Mangolandia, like Vesasor. Maybe they could pull that off. Wynwood Brewery, they could pull that off. But Bud Light, come on, guys. Know your fucking audience, man. Because I got to deal with bullshit with people walking in and making these jokes. Like, you got that aluminum gay shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, it's Bud Light. You're drinking piss water. Who cares if there's a rainbow on the can? It's still fucking piss water. It is trash. I only drink light beers at games or on long drinking days. And honestly, I choose seltzers nowadays. So, I don't know if, that makes me a little... I just don't know what to tell you. But, regardless, I'm trying not to use the mouse. I want to go over our Heat lowlights. For those of you who hate basketball, this is your time to skip forward. I'm also trying to be I'm also juggling the fact that now I've gotten a video. So I have to be more proficient in how I explain what I'm watching or looking at, so that if someone's just listening, you know what I mean, they can catch a drift of the jokes. Because I listen to podcasts that also show video clips and stuff like that, that just like kind of they explain in a way that I can still laugh along with them. Sometimes you can't because you still have to go watch a video and now go look it up, but you know how it is. So, all right, I definitely cheated right there. I had to pause. You know, I'm under pressure. Okay, I'm figuring it out as I go. And I'm trying to continue. But basically, I mean, obviously, you guys know, Miami Heat won game one, great game. Bam got, I'm not Bam, Jesus. Giannis got hurt. Tyler got hurt. Tyler's out 4 to 6 weeks. Giannis is gonna be back. Game two, I was kind of hoping we could win, but as my buddy pointed out to me, Nick, shout out Nick, it's kind of like just one of those where like every time we play these guys, it's like they just have one of their best 3-point shooting performances of all time. Like every time. It's literally insane. Literally insane. I mean, we were like in the first quarter we kept it tight. Second quarter they opened up a 20+ point lead. I was working on service bar. We had a Heat Road rally. I had loud people around me. I'm not even gonna call out names. If you know, you know. Okay? It was not a good time. It was not a good time. Like basically, I mean, hold on, let me get full screen for this so you guys get the full effect. This was me for like 2.5 hours at work, ready? I hope that music helped you to understand how fucking sad I was, bro. I was just losing my mind the whole time. But anyways, let me get into this. So I'm just going to show you guys, I mean, the video will speak for itself. Victor Oladipo, boom. That was his third shot in a row early in the second quarter. Did not get nearly enough play time. They chose Duncan over them. And now, here we go. Back on defense, Chris Middleton. This basically is what opened up the floodgates. Jimmy Butler with a no call. Hold on. Let me not disrespect my boy Jimmy. And Chris Middleton, 3. Are you guys seeing this? Like, literally hit on the side. Yeah, he does the little dive, but he's getting hit on his shooting hand. That just leads to an easy defensive rebound. They run the court. Pass it back to the corner. Jrue Holiday, the one who got away with that foul, gets to go hit a 3. Oh, no, I need you guys to pay attention. This was what was happening to us all game. Right here. Easy. He's going up. First of all, if you're seeing this, right here, Brook Lopez has his hands down, knees bent. Your hand's already up. You're in the air. That's an easy floater for an NBA player, right? But no. Even though Gabe, low-key, had a great game, and if it wasn't for him, we would have lost by 40, right? Goes, throws it away to Jimmy. Easy turnover. Here comes Joe Ingles. Boom. Brook Lopez immediately, and can we see where Brook Lopez pulled up from? Because that's how cocky they got. I just gotta get. Look at that. Right here. They are up. Holy shit. They were up 29 points at that time with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. 72-43. Pulls up from the logo. Misses. Can we get a rebound? Absolutely not. Jay Crowder, I miss you. Joe Ingles, another fucking 3. What's going on? Bam Adebayo. No, you're not getting away with that, buddy. First of all, he's lucky. If only Brook Lopez would have made this shot. I mean, it's not like it was a close game. But Bam, right, covering Brook, it's not going to work out. This is a true center. This is a 7 foot 1 inch man This is a 6'8", 6'9" guy with athleticism. He misses it, even though Bam had like. Hold on, can we see Bam? I need to see Bam with just his hands up, doing nothing. Come on, fucking player. All right, guys, I'm sorry. Please stand with me. Right there. Look at this. The fact that he missed this, right? This is Bam's hand. Look at my mouse. This is Brook Lopez's hand, and he's barely even jumping. Disgusting. He misses. Rebound. Look at there's 3 players in the paint. Kicked out. Jrue Holiday. Another 3. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not that I don't believe in us, and I know that we can win. I know that we can put up a good fight against these guys. But that's just one of those moments. And I mean, I want one of these games where it has to humble you as a fan and humble the players. Because what are you doing? And I mean, I could have put together a 30-minute video breaking down how terrible we were. But that's not what this podcast is about. So I just put this little short reel together. I stopped after that. Because after that, I mean, the game was over for a while. But after that 3, you can pretty much guess what happened the rest of the game. Shitty turnovers. No, I mean, Jimmy didn't even play in the sixth quarter. At some point, in the fourth quarter, at some point, we were down by like 12, 14 with like 4 or 5 minutes left in the fourth. Jimmy's still not in the game. So I don't know if that's Spoelstra. I don't know if that's Jimmy saying, just sit me. We had our opportunity at the end, and that's probably like the saddest part about it, to be honest with you. But thankfully, the Miami Heat is not the only thing that I talk about on this podcast. I ain't even gonna hold you. This like pause thing that I figured out, fucking lit. In between that Heat video and now, it's probably been like 5 minutes. And I know I probably sound stupid because this is like normal for anybody recording or content creating or whatever. But for me, this is like fucking magic. It's beautiful. So the next thing I was going to talk about, and it's very closely related to me, still in the industry, is being introverted as a bartender, and in the grand scheme, being introverted in the service industry. I am a very introverted person, and if you don't know me, you might think, how are you doing a podcast? How are you recording yourself and putting yourself out there into the world? I don't know. All right. And if you do know me, then you probably just know that, hey, listen, I am a warm up to you kind of guy. If I don't know you, I'm not going to be over friendly. Like, I'll be polite, I'll be kind, but I'm not somebody who goes out of their way. I don't reach out. I'm more of like a loner. I like to be off to the side. My favorite type of drama is other people's drama, because I just like to listen to other people's problems. I don't want to talk about mine. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm saying like, so even though I'm really good, that sounded fucking douchey, but I am. I have like the good hospitality, and I give good service. But when I first started serving and stuff like that, I used to need, like, it's just like when I was boxing, that even though I wasn't scared anymore of getting punched, you know what I mean? At the beginning of every sparring match or whatever was going on, I still needed to psych myself up, Like, I still needed that to get going. I still needed a punch to get thrown. I still, just to get myself into it. Same way as I was. I mean, I've gotten better now, but it still happens to me where it's like I need that first conversation. I need that first guest to loosen me up and get me ready to, interact with people and talk to people and put on my persona or whatever the case may be. Which is crazy. Because, especially at the location at Duffy's that I work at, I deal with so many people constantly, every week. I'm talking about, this is 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. And I'm working full time. And, I mean, And it's not to say like I do such a great job that like, obviously there's plenty of people that can attest to how short my patience is and how little I like to talk to people. And even though I hate service bar shifts, I still like them just because I don't have to talk to people. Like, it's weird. And the thing is, like, because people get it confused when you're introverted. That, like, because once I get to know you, right, and we become close, or at least close enough, where I can be myself a little bit, and I'm more comfortable with you. You would think I'm extroverted because I'm so loud. I like to make jokes. I like to talk shit. I could go on and on. Like I had a nickname when I was growing up, and they would call me Joey Talks a Lot, because I can just go. I mean, it's perfect for having a podcast. I could just go on and on and on, tooting my own horn, telling stories, making jokes, whatever the case may be. But that's only if I'm cool with you like that. You know what I mean? If I'd known you long enough, if I respected you long enough, if we built some type of relationship that makes me comfortable to open up to you, which is just crazy because I am in the worst industry of all time for an introverted person. Because no matter what I do, no matter what I say, at the end of the day, half of the time, majority of the time, I'm putting up a front. I'm just doing and saying what I need to do to get my job done, but I want to get out of that situation as soon as possible. And that's not even to say that like because that customer's rude or because they're impolite or because they're whatever. It's just me. Like I don't want to be around you or talk to you because I don't know you and I don't trust you like that. And I'm just not that outspoken when I don't know you like that. Which I know, like, and I've had many people have their minds blown when I tell them I'm truly an introvert, because they're like, wow, really? Because you just talk and you make jokes and you do this? I'm like, yeah, well, I'm like, that's because you forget the time when I first met you and I didn't speak to you. But now that we're cool and I speak to you all the time and I'm being the real me, you get the wrong perception of me. But like I said, it's just funny to me. Like, just like, and I was sitting there at the bar today. I had an opening shift. And I was like, man, what else can I talk about on the podcast? And I don't know. It just popped into my brain. I'm like, introvert as a bartender. Because, I mean, and the craziest part is that, and you would think, like, oh, this must affect me negatively when we're super busy. Like, I'm talking about, like, when the bar's wrapped, double wrapped, Royal Caribbean is coming up 20 people deep. I'm not even going to explain those situations. But the thing is about that is I'm so busy that I have no time to talk to you. The only thing that's happening is a transaction. Hey, how you doing? How can I help you? Can I have 2 Long Islands? Yeah, I got you. Make it. Here's your Long Islands. Open or closed? Close it out. Okay. Thank you, bro. Enjoy the rest of your night. But like when it comes to like the slow like Thursday shift that I just worked, like I had a couple guys, like the guys I talked about earlier, that asked me about the Bud Light controversy or whatever. They were cool, they were polite, but like as soon as I served them, you're good. Yeah, I don't need anything right now. I mean, I was just refilling their beers as the day went on, but like it's obvious, they're not drinking them every 5 seconds, and I'm just standing in the corner watching TikToks. Or, listen to a podcast. I'm not there trying to entertain them, And it's not just, because I know you would think like, oh, well, a woman wouldn't. No, it's not about like them being men. Like if it would have been cute girls, it could have been 3 cute girls and I probably would have reacted the same. And it's not to say like, oh, I'm scared of bitches and this and that. Like, no, that's not the point. So if I don't know you like that, I'm just not going to interact. Like, I'm just not with it. And I guess I'm just opening up on the podcast. It's just how I am. But that's the whole fucking joke of it. That I'm a fucking bartender. And my job is literally to talk to like thousands of people a week. Thousands. Every week. For 4 years. I've been a server bartender for 9 years. 9 years, no fucking shot, because I'd be 14. 17, I am 26. Holy shit. I'm 26. I forgot. Wait, I gotta play a sound effect for that. I'm old as shit, motherfuckers. But yeah, just still so crazy that this is the job that I have right now. I would call it a career, but it's definitely not. Shout out Tara. Tara, if somebody showed you this, I hope they show you this part where I say I love you. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is just because I was seeing it on social media, and like I had one of my friends post it, and that's what really got it stuck in my brain. Was obviously last week, the week before, whatever the fuck, we had terrible rain, terrible weather, pouring rain, monsooning, all of Miami, Broward, everything's flooding. Anything close to the ocean, super flooding, up to your knees, right? So, because of that, for those of you who don't know, we ran out of gas. Why did we run out of gas? Well, the trucks that deliver gas are 18-wheelers with oil liners attached to the back, right? So they couldn't drive through those conditions. And this is not, like a joke. Like, this is something that they're delivering a very flammable substance, right? So if there's any type of situation that can cause danger or damage to any area or to any people, they are not sending out the trucks. If you go look it up, there are trucks that broke down. There are trucks that got stuck, had to make U-turns and drive away because they had no chance to refill these gas stations. And now, I think today was probably like, and slowly but surely, all these trucks are getting their orders fulfilled and refilling these gas stations. So many people in Florida, and I was seeing it all over, they're blaming Biden, his administration, and just the government in general, saying, what has this country come to? There's no gas. I mean, I don't. You're just fucking stupid. You're stupid. Like, you live here. You just went through floods. One of my friends, who literally got stuck in a flood, had to park his car 4 blocks away from his house just to get out and just to make sure his car didn't get flooded by trying to continue to drive. Walked home, ate shit in the flood water, right? 2 days later, posting on this Instagram story, how are we out of gas? What has this country come to? And I had to call him and be like, are you dumb? Like, because like you literally just went through the flood. And yes, naturally, a big truck, 18-wheeler, higher off of the ground, should make it. But that's not the risk that you take when you're carrying tons of oil, literal tons of oil, as your cargo. Like, it just drives me crazy. And I hope that if you're watching this or listening to this, that A, you're just agreeing with me and being like, wow, this is news to me, what idiots. And B, if this is you, if you're that person that said, what's wrong with this country? Why are we out of gas? You're an idiot. I love you. I do. But just know that in that moment, you're an idiot. That's like, back to my old episodes where I've said before, the world doesn't revolve around you. Take a step back and look around at what's going on. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to understand. Like, would you want any of your family members driving through that flood? Like, I could just go on and on about how stupid that is. To me, it's simple enough that I really don't need to go on and on. Like, bear with me. I want to look at my stream deck and see what sound effects I got for this one. Hold on. I got, oh. Okay. Let me do one of these. Ready? I'm going to load it up for you. Do you think that a truck carrying tons of oil and gas should drive through floods? Oh, you think they should? You're fucking wrong. I like that. Let's see. What else do I got? Oh, I got this one. Ready? Are we out of gas because of the floods or because of the government? Ooh, that's a clip, baby. But for real, it's just crazy to me how everything that goes wrong in any area is immediately the government's fault. And it's not to say like, oh, because I'm more liberal siding that I'm just trying to defend Biden. It's the same thing that when Trump was president and gas prices went up. Every president, like, I don't know why. Let's just clear this up right now. Yes, there might be certain decisions that turn to a direction that leads towards oil and gas prices going up and down. Yes. The fucking president is not sitting down at his fucking desk deciding the prices of gas. Why do you think when you go to a rich ass city that the gas is more expensive, and when you go to the hood, it's cheaper? It's the same fucking gas, you fucking morons. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. Can you believe it? No, the rich people get better gas. No. The rich people get taxed on the gases because they got more money and they're willing to spend it. Come on, bro. It's like being a fucking, like when you're selling bud, right? You're selling weed. Like when I was a kid, when I was in high school and I'm selling weed because I'm an idiot. If I saw some white boy, some rich little white boy, and he wanted to cop a dub, I was selling him a .8 for 20. But if it's one of my boys or somebody that I know that knows what's up, he's getting the full amount. You know what I'm saying? So basically, actually, long story short, the rich people are the licks for the gas companies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all paying extra because y'all the lick. Y'all the ones giving out the bread. Not us. Not me. I used to work at Topgolf over there in Miami Gardens. That Walmart right there with that gas station. I don't remember the name of it. Whatever. They always had that cheap ass gas. I would wait and make sure I always filled up there. And I lived in Aventura at the time. I could tell you that since I've owned a vehicle, I cannot recall a single time that I have filled up at an Aventura gas station. And if I did, it was an emergency. Plain and simple. Gas prices are not dependent on your governments, guys. Just like everything else, goes up, goes down, supply and demand. If the price of food goes up, I think it's the government's fault. No, it's not. It's just how it works. Do some studying. Do some research. Do something instead of just being ignorant. But for the time being, I'm going to take a pause. I'll be right back. All right, guys. I'm back from another pause. Hooray! Why did that not work? It was supposed to say hooray. Let me find another one of these little oh. Oh, it might have worked. Like an idiot. I came back, didn't even put my headphones back on. So basically, let me just get you right where I need you to be. So what I'm going to do now I have a few videos. The first one being, actually, I don't even care. I want to save that for the last one. I want to show you first. Oh yeah, this one's fire. I was working on a Sunday night, and a gentleman came in with a lady. They were arguing a little bit, and I was standing right there at service bar, which you may or may not see. I don't know how I had that cut down at the end. Oh, sorry. But I'll just let the video speak for itself. There you go. They're talking. Slap. Now, I need you to understand. Hold on, please. So that second slap, where he went to pick up his glasses, I was right there. Like, I'm right here making drinks. His glasses slid and landed right in front of... Why do I have this muted? No. I want you to hear whatever bullshit we were talking. Let's go back.
She's definitely a hooker.
Definitely a hooker.
Oh.
Damn. That glasses landed right in
No,
front of me.
I paid for this.
Dude. Poor guy. Poor guy. Other video I want to show you before I get to my grand finale video, for sure. So,
It's going.
this is... this video's been on my Instagram for a while. It's probably my most viewed anything ever. It's like has over 600 views. This is me as a server about probably like 3.5 years ago. If you recognize, so this is an outside bar where I love to make money. But at this time I was a server. You can tell by the khakis. And I guess I'm in a rush and I'm trying to jump up these steps. And based on what you will hear in the background and what you will see, and I will turn the volume up for you, you can get a beautiful picture of how that went.
It's going. Did you?
Yeah. So basically, and I'll just run it again for y'all. So you can understand. Boom. I fall. Right? My cat-like reflexes. I grab the door handle. Does nothing for me. I have completely busted my ass. The only person to check on me, you can't see her name was Claudia. She was working service bar over there. She immediately was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Which I was fine. And now here I am sitting there just being like, this is like a moment of like, fuck my life. What the fuck just happened? And please tell me nobody saw that, right? Which obviously Claudia technically was the only one. The only reason we got this video is because I told Larry that I busted my ass, and he just literally, I wish I had a video of that, he literally sprinted to the office to go make sure that he got this on video. I sit there, I contemplate my life. I look down in disappointment. That's actually pretty great. Can I get that again? I gotta get that again. It's like how sad I get. And then I get up, and then I try to play it like I'm a beast, right? Grab the thing, hop up, pull my shorts up, swing that door open, continue with my shift. I'm definitely not a beast. And finally, the best video ever, which has been requested that... Oh, this is not... No, just watch it again. So terrible. This video, which he requested that I muted. So let me do that for a moment. Make sure it starts from the beginning. So this is our manager, Luis, or Luigi, as I love to call him, my boy Luigi. Coming around the corner, changing all the TVs, making sure they're all set. Notices that this TV is not receiving, the functions from the remote. Gets a chair. That shit gets me every time. So basically what he had to do was get on the chair, because if you can't use the remote, you have to press the button underneath the TV to change the channels. And as he's trying to press the button on the bottom of the TV, which is obviously loose, like, dude. Dude. My poor friend. Look at this guy. He's like, what the fuck? In this clip, in this fucking pause, it looks like he's about to like he's a WWE wrestler about to hit someone over the head with that shit. Dude, that shit's fucking priceless. Boom, lands on the table. And he's just like, what the fuck? It's like almost like he's looking at the camera to be like, that wasn't me. Looks back up to see if it's real. This server comes, she's like, oh my god, are you okay? Okay, see you later. Immediately exits. And then obviously our boy Carlos is like, oye, papo, ¿qué pasó aquí? You know what I mean? Coming in with his Puerto Rican swag. And this is my favorite part, actually. I mean, there's a lot of favorites. Luigi lifting it up to be like, is his TV broken? My guy, this will answer if the TV is broken. Right there. Oh, I'm sorry. No, not right there. Right? God, it's such a short video, and I'm trash at this. I'll get better. Oh my god, bro. That shit is priceless. Poor guy. It's funny, that TV is probably still in the office right now. I'm pretty sure I just saw it the other day. It's been there for a minute. Oh, God. That's really a good freaking laugh. I ain't even gonna cap. Can we just watch it again? Just one more time. Or it's like, hold on. Let me see if I do it with the sound effect. Duffy's Illuminati confirmed? I think so. Oh, actually, no, this might be better. Wait. I need to get it right here. Wait, I just got a clip. That's for sure. Oh my god, guys. That is genuinely priceless to me. Wow. I mean, ever since he showed me that video and I got his blessing to actually show it on this podcast, I've been so excited. I did not think I would laugh that hard watching it again, just on camera by myself. But anyways, I love you guys. And please, love yourself. I'll see you next time.